Okay, Blake Wesley had a lot of great influences.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Okay, so I haven't talked a ton about Blake Wesley, and I'll be honest, it's really because there's not a ton there. I mean, I tried to look into his backstory a little bit more, and it's not that interesting, but in a really good way, okay? It's not interesting, but in a good way. His family was very stern, it seems. They made sure that they were influential in his athletics, influential in his education. They made sure that he was busy on and off the court and extracurricular activities. They were always there for him. They also played sports themselves, but overwhelmingly it seems as if they were pretty good parents, okay, like really good parents. And yeah, it instilled a lot of important values into Blake Wesley, and I think this story in particular kind of highlights that. And I can definitely see Blake Wesley taking some heat from Pop and just taking it in stride, okay, and just becoming a better player. So this was one thing I just want to talk about. I'm not going to read this verbatim except for this part because I think that's important, but I'm just going to kind of give you a brief synopsis of what actually happened at Notre Dame. So I didn't watch, or just disclaimer, I didn't watch a lot of Notre Dame games at all, okay? But apparently what happened was Hub, who was the senior of Notre Dame, the point guard, was moved to the bench for Blake Wesley. The coach basically said that, look, Blake Wesley was just way too good, way too dynamic. No one else on the team could do what he does, and we have to just start him. But you would assume that someone who's a senior point guard will be pretty upset with this, that a freshman is coming in and taking his place. But no, that wasn't the case at all. This guy in particular, yeah, right there, he had some Spurs mentality. And he basically took it in stride and said, hey, he's a better player. I'm not playing well right now. And I'm going to do everything I can on the bench to help him. Now, where this kind of stems from as well is that apparently Blake Wesley and Hub spent a lot of time playing NBA 2K in Hub's apartment, and they became really, really good friends. But this is what I kind of wanted to highlight, okay? So Hub says, just to kind of show his Spurs mentality, that's selfish of me as far as like getting upset that he had to go to the bench, to not be a good teammate if I'm playing bad. So he's very self-aware, very honest with what was going on with him. This being an influence for Blake Wesley is huge, okay? This is a big deal. Now, you would also assume that whoever this freshman is that just took that starting lineup or starting position like that, you would think that they would sit back and say, look, I'm just a better player, like, and have a little bit of ego about him. Now, Blake Wesley, from what we've seen thus far, he definitely has a lot of confidence, and that confidence kind of messes him up sometimes, okay? Sometimes he at least summerly, okay? Take it with a grain of salt, but it was like this in college as well. He would get a little out of control, turnover heavy, take bad shots. Like, that's just who he is, because he kind of overestimate his athleticism at times. But with that being said, mentality wise, he goes into it the same way. He definitely has a Spurs mentality. So this is what he had to say about Hub, and as far as him listening to Hub, even though he's the starting point guard. So this is what he had to say. Anything he says, I'm going to take it in. Wesley says about of Hub, sorry. The stuff he says, it can go both ways. I want to hear it, but I don't want to hear it. At the same time, it's the truth. He tells me we can get a better look, but I felt it was a good shot. Okay, we can get a better one. I'll take that. He's guided me through the whole time. So you can kind of see that he doesn't have a huge ego. Even if he takes on a starting role, he doesn't necessarily take it upon himself and say, oh, this means I know everything, or I'm the best player on the team now, even if he is. So I think that that's a really good sign. And these are the type of things that the San Antonio Spurs look at. I don't know about this story in particular, but they definitely make phone calls. They have connections. Brian Wright, I'm pretty sure, got some information on Blake Wesley. And these are the type of qualities that you want if you're going to be a San Antonio Spur, especially with someone like Pop, who's going to make you be self-aware of what you're doing wrong. And also teammates that seem to be holding each other accountable. At least they did last season. So I think this is a really good sign, and it just shows that not only can he take on a bigger role, he's still willing to listen to others, even if he is more talented than other people on his team. So just a good sign. Just wanted to throw that out there. But anyways, yeah, but you guys, if you want to support the channel, only $2 per month, Patreon and YouTube links below. I'll get with you guys later, man. Until next time, deuces.